Hello and welcome to the Gio Legato Show. I'm your host, Dr. Gio Legato, and today we're going to be reviewing some of the heinous things that the Israelis are talking about in regards to the Palestinian genocide, the Gaza genocide, and just more broadly, what genocidal psychopathic maniacs are in charge of Israel and in charge of the religious institutions within Israel. So we're going to start off with a Jewish rabbi who says that everywhere Israel occupies, they should bomb all the churches of that region. So remember, if you're a Christian Zionist, this is what Israel thinks of you, and this is what Israel thinks of Christian children and what they should do. So let's listen.
Even if the United States government would say, okay, hey, you're becoming too fanatic, the government, too religious, we'll give you $1 billion extra every year to the aid. Don't touch the churches. We're not allowed to listen to them.
So they're saying even if the United States offered them $1 billion, they would still bomb churches. And the United States supports this. I know the majority of Christians I know in the United States supports this. I feel insane having to explain why this is wrong. I have to explain to Christians why allowing Israelis to bomb Christian churches is wrong. It's just wild. This person says other wild things. So let's just continue on to see what this Jewish rabbi has to say.
God comes before Obama and his friends. You understand? I'm telling you what the laws are. If we are strong enough to do it one day, I doubt it. All place in the world that we will occupy in a war, milchemet mitzvah. We go to a war, we occupy. Let's say we occupy Lebanon. And over there, there's idol worshipping places. We have the same obligation to destroy it. Why? Because now we live there. We occupy the place. We occupy the place. The Torah say, "Uviar ta'ara mikirbecha." Don't leave anything, any idols among you. So every place that you live in, and now you the original owner of the place now, you the new owner, I should say, from now on, you have the same obligation to purify the place from all the idols.
So we don't have to listen to any more of that garbage. This genocidal psychopathic maniac who is a religious leader within Israel. He's talking about bombing churches. No matter how much you pay him, he's not going to stop bombing churches. He's talking about any land they take, they're going to destroy any idol worshippers, which to them is really anyone who is not of Jewish descent. Just shocking stuff. And you might be like, well, Joe, that's just a religious leader. All religions have fanatical religious leaders. What makes Israel different? Well, the thing is, they have many people within their intelligence apparatus, within their government, politicians, journalists, etc., all saying very genocidal rhetoric here. So here, we're not going to watch this video. It's in another language, but it says, Ram Ben Barak, former deputy director of Mossad on Israel, plans to forcefully displace all of the Gazan population. He says, let us distribute them all over the world. There are 2.5 million Gazans. Each country has to take 25,000. Okay, so he's saying that they just want every country to take this population that they're going to be genociding. Just shocking that they're willing to openly say this, a former deputy director of Mossad. But it gets worse. You have the Israeli Minister of Heritage. Okay, so this is a person who, they should not be bombing things because they're like in charge of heritage. They need to make sure that things, various heritage monuments stay up. But the Israeli Minister of Heritage, which I believe he's been taken from his position, but he's not been sacked yet. So he says that dropping an atomic weapon on Gaza is one possible option. So one, that's admitting that they have atomic weapons, and two, that's saying that they're willing to use it against a country that only has like bottle rockets. It's just awful what they're saying. Then you see Arnaud Bertrand talking here about how a political solution will be very difficult because of how Israel thinks. You have Yair Lapid here, who is the leader of the opposition in Israel. Okay, so if Netanyahu loses, and if his cabinet, if his coalition loses, then this is the type of person who would take over if Netanyahu has to leave office. So the opposition leader, Yair Lapid. And he says on illegal settlements in the West Bank. So remember, West Bank does not have Hamas. West Bank is the Palestinian Liberation Organization, Fatah, right? They aren't colonies, Yair Lapid says, because we haven't occupied a Palestinian state, as there's never been a Palestinian state. So they don't recognize Palestine as ever having existed. So they say we're not colons. We live in our own land, our biblical land. So they have no problem taking this land from the Palestinians because they don't recognize Palestine as having a right to exist or having ever existed. And so I saved some of the best for last here. So we're going to look at these real quotes from senior officials. Let me get it prepared for you. Okay. So the first quote, this person says, Palestinians are beasts. They are not human. This is the then Deputy Minister of Religious Services and current Deputy Minister of Defense, Rabbi Eli Ben-Dahan. So rabbi, that means this is a religious leader as well as a political leader. What's so horrifying about understanding that the entire Palestinian people is the enemy? Okay, so very genocidal rhetoric. They don't recognize just Hamas as the enemy. They believe in collective punishment. This person says they are all enemy combatants and their blood shall be on all their heads. Now this also includes the mothers of the martyrs who send them to hell with flowers and kisses. They should follow their sons. Nothing would be more just. They should go as should the physical homes in which they raise the snakes. So they're wiping out the sons, the mothers, the homes they were created in. Otherwise, more little snakes will be raised there. That's insane, genocidal, psychopathic rhetoric. Let's see who this is from. This is from the current Minister of Justice, Ayelet Shaked, quoting a former settler activist and speechwriter and advisor for Netanyahu. Insane, insane. But wait, there's more. Next up, we have Miri Regev, the current Minister of Culture and Sports. The Sudanese are a cancer in our body. We will do everything to send them back where they came from, talking about Sudanese immigrants. Next up, then Foreign Minister and leader of the Israeli Betanau Party, Avigdor Lieberman. Those who are with us deserve everything, but those who are against us deserve to have their heads chopped off with an axe. Okay, so not a fan of friendly competition there. Next up is then Deputy Speaker of the Israeli Parliament, which is their Knesset. From Netanyahu's Likud party, Moshe Feiglin, our soldiers are the only innocents in Gaza. Okay, so children, which make up half the population of Gaza, they're saying are not innocent. Under no circumstances should they be killed because of false morality that prefers to protect enemy civilians. One hair on the head of an Israeli soldier is more precious than the entire Gazan population, which elected the Hamas and supports and encourage anyone who murders Israelis. Again, over half the population was not born when the vote happened for Hamas. This is insane rhetoric. This is wild that these types of things are being said. But we have more. We have more. Okay, here we have. Then Deputy Minister of Religious Services and current Minister of Defense, Rabbi Eli Ben-Dahan. A Jew always has a much higher soul than a Gentile, even if he is a homosexual. So for them, this is a Jewish supremacist state, Israel, which this channel does not believe has a right to exist. Miri Regev, current Minister of Culture and Sports, says, I'm happy to be a fascist. Zippy Hotoveli, current Deputy Foreign Minister, says there are 92,000 families in Israel in which one of the partners is not Jewish. We have a real problem we have to deal with. So they don't believe in interfaith marriages. It's just wild that this state has a right to exist. So we have a couple left here. Then General and current Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon says the Palestinian threat harbors cancer-like attributes that have to be severed. There are all kinds of solutions to cancer. Some say it's necessary to amputate organs, but at the moment I'm implying chemotherapy. So they just absolutely genocidal rhetoric over and over and over again. They dehumanize the Palestinians, and we'll wrap up with this one. Benjamin Netanyahu, the current prime minister, while in the opposition following his first term as prime minister, caught on video speaking to Israeli settlers, said, the way to deal with the Palestinians is to beat them up, not once, but repeatedly. Beat them up so it hurts so badly until it is unbearable. That is the current prime minister of this nation that America is supporting. It makes you want to cry. Things are this bad in the world, that there are these types of genocidal maniacs that are not only in charge of a country, but the supposed superpower of the world is completely supporting them, completely beholden to them, it seems like. I personally view it as a Zionist-occupied government. And we just have to sit here and let it happen, because there are no governments of the world, aside from maybe the Shia governments, who are willing to stop this genocidal country of Israel, which, again, does not have a right to exist. It's psychopathic, genocidal. They are committing war crimes there. They are overtly committing war crimes there. They're admitting it. But that's what we'll leave you with today. Another sad video, but hopefully it was informative for you. If you found this video to be informative, please give us a thumbs up. Please also subscribe to our channel on YouTube and Rumble. It does help us. We want to show you the best content. We want to show you all of our content. We have a ton of very important things that we're going to be going over here. Please leave us a comment in the comment box below. Any questions, concerns, critiques you might have. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.